Good morning, sirs. Good morning, jury members, and good morning to all my seniors, colleagues, and police officers. First of all, before starting my presentation, I would like to share one interesting uh, insight that we would have been we were able to understand and learn from many of the projects which have been presented. So we are thankful to SCOS team and starting from the Coffee with SP, Andhra Police, Vukul Jindal and Malika presented. All these things were very relevant to us. And some of the points we have taken away and we will try to implement in Ratnagiri Police. And of course, from Director Ma'am, we are constantly learning and we will try to implement all these points here in Ratnagiri and thanks to the SCOS team. So coming to my project, myself, Dr. Mohit Garg, I am SP Ratnagiri. We started this initiative named Dattak Yojana. This is basically adopting a village to fight back COVID. So in our district, 27 senior officers, police officers, they adopted at least one village in their territory to fight the COVID back because in Ratnagiri, the second wave of COVID has become very much sticky. So why villages? Because the second wave we realized that the spread is not only in cities. In fact, the spread was more at village level. And as administration, we were only looking at in the urban areas, and we were not trying to find the solution in the village area, rural area. So to give the emphasis in the village area, we started this program. The Ratnagiri Police started this program named Dattak Yojana. So this is a very thought after program because during first wave, we were implementing some sort of things for our own police force. And we were going into details in each and every case study. We checked out why the mortality was more in one patient and why it was not there in another patient. So after studying all these things, we came out to be with a strategy of 7-point program, which I will be discussing one by one. But this strategy was mainly based upon the bigger theme named EAT, in which we try to understand, we try to detect E for early detection of patients, A, awareness, and T, treatment opportunities at the village level. So 7 points which I am going to discuss are basically based upon this EAT strategy, which is being followed in Wado. So the most important and the center point of our this Dattak Yojana, this was door-to-door, house-to-house survey by our police amaldars, by volunteers, NGOs, NCC cadets, ASHA workers, which we were able to mobilize because of the sheer influence which our police officers were having in the field. So what we did, we went to each and every village and we organized the village in a form of Gram COVID Dakshta Committee, and we went to each village, each household, and we checked their OPT, oxygen, pulse, and temperature. Just to mention, we have till now, we had taken 50, before the presentation, we had taken 52 villages as Dattak, and we reached out to each and every household of the village. And approximately 1 lakh population is there in these 52 villages, and 74% of the villages have been checked house to house by our police force. And here one point of emphasis, I want to emphasize one point here, that the selection of villages was not random. It was, we selected those villages where during the first wave, we encountered some problems. Administration, health department encountered some problems in reaching out to the village people. To just cite one example, there is one place, Nate here, where during the first wave, because of the community apprehension, we have a huge Muslim-dominated area in our district. Because of misconceptions there, the health workers were not allowed to go for checking, routine checking, and they were attacked. So while selecting the villages, we adopted those villages where there was general hostility against administration. and second, where the number of COVID patients was high. So while selecting that was our strategy, and in the photos we can see at the village level our volunteers and our police officer going and checking and doing the survey house to house. So 74% of the villages which have been adopted have been screened for OPT. So now after screening, another question, next question is where we are going to treat them. So in this Gram Dattak Yojana, with the help of community participation, at the village level itself, we were able to erect 4 COVID care centers. This was before the presentation was made, and 13 isolation centers. Another point to emphasize: this doesn't include the facilities which we have developed already for our police force. Uh, so why this emphasis on development of health infrastructure at village level? Because uh, earlier we saw that during first phase we saw that people were reluctant to go for tests because they were thinking that they will be taken away from their families in the urban area. So to make them understand and to make them agree with our initiative, have we had the community participation, and we erected these centers at the village level itself. So now the problem of going away from the families, for example, for small things like taking the meal to the people, to their family members, to the urban area is difficult for them. So to cater that problem, we have erected these centers at the village level itself. Second problem, and why we came up with this concept of establishing COVID care centers at village level itself, because these carriers, when they were going to urban areas, were becoming the source of spread. So this was a good thing which actually helped us out. Awareness of doctors and masses were done through various levels, and I think time is short, will not go into detail, but the awareness of doctors was very much important. I will deal in the next slide why this was important. So WhatsApp groups, Gram Dattak Yojana, Dakshta Committee, templates, etc., were used for this purpose. Another pillar of our program was antigen testing. So in these 52 villages, we went for antigen testing through our volunteers, which we trained through health department and through health department also. So we just compare the figures. This in the Ratnagiri district as whole, where whole of the administration is working, 10.78% is the reach for antigen testing. We have divided the total antigen test and with the population, and in these 552 villages, the reach is 14.22%. So approximately 50% more reach is there when police has participated and police volunteers have participated. Similarly, COVID, so ultimate aim is to reduce the number of COVID patients. So we have got a huge success in that also. For the district as a whole, when we just check the number of positive patients to one day, yesterday itself, 0.32 percentage point per population in the whole of the district, and just 0.10%. So again, 66% more reduction in the cases which have adopted by the police under Gram Dattak Yojana. This is a huge success. Achievements will not go into detail, but I just want to highlight one thing, that out of the 52 villages which had been adopted, 228 villages have been made COVID free till now. The pictures have been presented just right on the right side. So this is important, that why when we realize that why this is happening, why we are able to cater and we are able to reduce the numbers in a big way. So one which I found, the selection of villages was very important. We selected those villages where earlier there was a mistrust in the population with respect to administration, or where the number of cases was high. Again, shifting focus to village level, the Ratnagiri police could actually shift the focus to village level, and then administration came up with their other initiatives, which actually further helped in reduction of the number of cases in Ratnagiri district. And at this point, I wanted to highlight the doctors, stressing on the awareness of doctors, because when we studied, one of our head constable, Mr. Mohite, unfortunately died. When we studied his case, we found that the late referrals, late antigen testing, late RT-PCR testing, late counseling by the private doctors was the reason behind the mortality. What private doctors were doing, they were just treating the fever, they were just treating the flu-like symptoms. They were not going for RT-PCR testing. They were not going for antigen testing. So we try to get along with the doctors and emphasize on this point that early testing, early detection is very important. For this, we organized many webinars. One of the webinar was organized with the state task force, Maharashtra State Task Force doctors, where hundreds of Ratnagiri doctors participated.
Right, I would request you to conclude.
Yes, sir. So ownership of the people, outcome orientation, these were some of the another points. Just a small video is there.
In the second wave of COVID-19, rural areas had been equally hit. Therefore, Superintendent of Police Ratnagiri, Dr. Mohit Kumar Garg, conceptualized one effective program, Dattak Yojana.
We don't have time for this.
This program is based on EAP strategy. Here E stands for early detection of COVID patients. A stands for COVID-related awareness generation.
We are not able to see.
And E stands for establishment of COVID care centers, isolation centers.
Sir, your video is not visible, sir.
We don't have time also for the video anymore. We have one more presentation in this batch.
Right, sir. My presentation is over, and I'm thankful for the time and patient listening.
Okay, Mr. Mohit, just tell us, you have done a good work, and especially police doing this, going for creating even infrastructure in villages is something which is worth applauding. But how about your coordination with other departments? Because it's a basically health department work, no? So you were coordinating with them, or what was their initiative?
Sir, our coordination has remained very excellent from the top level to the ground level. In fact, sir, when we selected these villages, we selected those villages where the health department was not having the reach because of the religious factors, because of other misconceptions, because of the mistrust which was there in the community. So we actually planned in such a manner where we will be able to chip in, and we will be able to help other departments in a big way. And the data itself is showing that this coordinated approach actually helped the Ratnagiri district a lot.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good initiative. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.